Okay, Tornado. Monkey Vod review on Dorado. There's a lot of us. So we'll do a tech sort of halfway through. Okay. So I have had a preliminary watch of this, and there's a bunch of things that you need to think about basically. One of which I just stopped it here because straight away it's kind of like I want you to, as you watch it yourself, I want you to think of these things as I talk about them as well. See if you can spot them in anticipation for the following times that it happens. So there's a few things that you need to think about with Monkey. Whether you're doing, first of all, two types of dives. A hard commit dive, which is kind of what you just did, or a soft dive where you don't fully commit to trying to kill people. You just, take some space, piss them off a little bit, and which one you're going to do. And so one of the first things that you need to think about is bubble usage. And you're going to see a lot of times, you seem to, not all the time, but most of the time, you go for this kind of like, I am jumping, therefore I must bubble when I land sort of thing, which is not what you want to do, because most of the time you're going to be wasting it, or you're going to be doing it too early. And it's on a 12-second cooldown, and it doesn't move, and it's not that powerful. So Monkey is hard because all of his abilities have to be done in the right times, otherwise you die, basically. And so yes, in general, you're using your bubble too early. You're not getting the most value out of it. So this was okay, but you're a little bit lost. You're a little bit lost. Did you need to bubble there? Again, did you need to bubble? I mean, I'm pretty sure that was literally one Reinhardt with no health. So completely wasted bubble, which you now don't have. And remember, like I said, long cooldown. So yeah, you now have 10 seconds before you can do a proper engage. The other thing that you need to concentrate and focus on, which I also noticed at the very end, you need to think about this with the resurgence. So I think you need to think about it in general. Ammo management. Look at your ammo right now. You literally just tickled a bit and you have 4 left. Why do you not have 74, 84, or something like that? It's because that whole interaction that you had when you, like, watch. This is your initial dive. I don't know if you did the punch, but you know about the punch, and I know that you know about the punch, and I saw you practicing the punch just before the start of this in spawn. So ideally, you want to do a bit of taser. As soon as you're in range, tase, and then punch, cancel the animation when you land, and then continue. And of course, you want your land to be on the person. The radius of the fall-off damage is really quite small. You immediately start doing crap damage. So you really want to land on them with that melee cancel, and then just immediately tasing again. So yeah, watch your ammo. So you're wasting it completely. You wasted, I think, 20 there. And you never reload. You still haven't reloaded. Again, there's the waste. You still haven't reloaded. So and that 14 ammo that you just used did nothing. You didn't hit anyone. So 1, ammo management. 2, ammo usage. Like, it's the same thing, I suppose, in a way. But don't tase, don't waste it. don't waste it. Yeah. So then there's, like, you're jumping in. You still have 8 seconds cooldown on your bubble. So you really shouldn't be jumping in. You really shouldn't be jumping in. What you should be doing is just walking up with the cart. There's this massive big thing that you have to shield you and give you free push space. I mean, it's the same with Reinhardt, man, and Arisa. There's no reason for you to jump up there. You don't need to. You get free push. It's only if they hold you in this choke do you need to do something else. I mean, you could also, thinking of, taking space, la la la, you could simply have jumped up here with that cooldown and just waited. Or you could have, jumped up here and just, postured. Because then it makes them look at you and at the people down. Or, you can walk around and, you'd have your cooldown off. And then they look at you over here and then they've got people looking at them from 2 different angles. But the thing that you definitely didn't want to do is jump straight in at them with no cooldowns. Because, one, you can't jump out now. And you have no bubble to protect yourself. So, really, you should be fucking dead. Slept? Good. Naded afterwards. Shot in the head with a damage boost. Like, yeah, you should have little to no health. There's only the 3 of them. So you probably could survive, especially if you have a diva that has a brain and can just matrix the shot from the torp. But still, we're always thinking worst case scenarios when we're looking at these things. So yeah, bad initiation, unnecessary initiation. You can just walk forwards. The fact that it's like, what? Are we full? Yes, we're full. It's 6v3. Just walk forwards. Just tell everyone to walk up. Walk up and kill them. Anyway, what was the other? That is a thing that you need to think about on Monkey as well. Do you need to jump in? Because if you're jumping in, that's what we talked about, the hard dive. You're fully committing. You've got no way out. So either you're going to have nano, or you're going to have primal, or you're absolutely 100% sure that you're going to wipe the team, or at least kill enough that your death won't matter. But you always want to be living, really. You want to be living. So scrap that last. Trading your life is not best. Not best. You don't want to be thinking about that. So there's no reason. Just walk up, tase them, you get slept, fine. But you should be telling your team to push up and walk up. So, yes. Hard dives, soft dives, ammo management, bubble management, jump management. Do you need to jump? Can you just walk on them? That kind of thing. So you get woken up immediately. Yes, you can just walk forwards, but you get naded. And do you have your bubble? Still, no. Okay. Ammo management. Didn't reload before jumping. And you didn't get topped off either. So, did you need to jump straight away? No. I think I saw the punch, so that's good. Although it doesn't look like it. There is his health has done bugger all. And you've had to reload way before you wanted to, really. But yes, you're using cover, which is good. I'd be a bit tighter to it. And again, do you need to jump? You don't need to jump. Just walk forward and tase the Orisa down. Kind of, there you get a kill and everything. So one thing I do see you doing, I know you've watched this video and, streamers aren't always right about everything. I don't know about the whole punch thing. Really, the only time that I think it's better to be... Yeah, it requires too much thought. So I wouldn't be going into it. If there's several people there, there's no way you want to be punching. That's a complete waste. Who cares about ammo? You're tasing lots of people. So you tase, you don't punch and tase to conserve ammo. No, you tase because you want to cleave. You're going to do as much damage as possible, build as much primal as possible. So you definitely don't want to be doing punch there. Now, you just killed one of them. There was 3 people, so you could be getting cleave here. But the only time that I would be saying to do, punching as often as you can, like, cycling the shoot, the tasing, and the punching, is if the target has armor. That's the only time. Now, they did buff monkeys' damage to armor, but I think it's still better to do the punch cancel until the armor is gone. And then, I don't know, the issue I have with it is at the moment, I feel like it is messing up your aim. So I don't want you really to do it except on armored tanks when you're 1v1ing. If you're 1v1ing an armored person like a Torbjorn, which you do later, but there's other issues with that, but either an armored opponent 1v1 is when you punch, or not at all. Like, just don't do it. Even if it's only one person and they don't have armor, just focus on your aim, because despite the fact that, monkey is no aim, all brain, you're just missing quite a lot and wasting ammo quite a lot. So I would don't worry about that too much, except for the 1v1 armored targets. Anyway, so a little bit early, and again you're not reloading, and you have cooldowns. So I mean, yeah. Again, we'll just walk up because there's not much you can do from here. I like the use of cover. It's good though. And then it's kind of like, there's a Torbjorn turret. You don't really want to do anything until that's done, and you still haven't reloaded. I'm going to try not to be a broken record about that, but it is striking. It is quite, yeah. So, 1, reload. 2, you get your cooldowns. And again, there's this thing that I've talked about with you before. I can see that you've got quite a high sensitivity, possibly not as high as it could be. But like I said, your aim is an issue, so maybe don't worry about that just yet. But you haven't turned around to see where the rest of your team is. We've already got 1 pick, which is good, but you don't know who is in position to follow up with you. And you don't have a lot of support. The only person you have coming with you is potentially the diva, but this is a random diva, so you can't rely on them. And Arrow. But she has similar things to you, but yet she's more squishy. She has less health. She can't use her abilities to get in unless she knows that she's going to be able to get out, or kill lots of people. So it has to be coordinated. It's not easiest with a Doomfist. It's possible, but it's not easiest. So you need to be smart and survivable. So this is okay, but again, you kind of not... Who's your target? You kind of look at the Torbjorn, but now you've lost him immediately. And you don't want to be focusing on a Torbjorn. You want to be looking at their backline and saying, okay, really, you want to be getting after the Mercy or the Anna, possibly the McCree. Torbjorn is not your target, and neither are the tanks. Yeah, you lost him, but you found him again. But you're not focusing on the people that can screw with you, which is the sleep, the stun, and then the hook when he's... So those are the people you want eyes on all the time. So really, you should not be paying attention to the Torbjorn at all. Yeah, lucky to get out. He kind of fucks up. You just put a bubble down. Did you need to jump away? I mean, it's probably not the worst thing, but you could have just tucked behind that corner. But yeah, wait till you're topped off a bit more. Okay. Again, you need to call out the Torb turret and ask someone to deal with that. So I know that we're communicating, but you know it. I think you know it. But this nano is completely wasted. You don't make any use of it at all, which is a real shame. So initially, this is again, I like the idea. So we see already we got a pick, so you can be a little bit more ballsy. And who's your not target now? Again, one of them's dead. Well, you want to be looking at the res, I suppose, but the Mercy and the McCree. But you're not going to kill that Torb turret. That's not your focus. But you taking the space is a good idea, but the thing that I want you to watch is you don't need to use that bubble. This bubble is wasted. Totally wasted bubble. You can get them to look at you, and all you need to do is what you've done a little bit, which is just back up and look where the McCree has to go to shoot you. Just go right back. And you can still crouch. You can walk backwards and crouch. You didn't need to use your bubble. You're just taking space. Half of Monkey is just distraction, taking attention, you know, that kind of thing. So another thing to think about. But it's still, like I said, you just didn't need to use your bubble. Do you need to use it when you jump in? So, because now again reload, but also you really want to have your bubble, and you don't. So you should be saying not yet, give me 6 seconds or something like that. But anyway, what happens? You talk about it, you're going to get it, but you haven't reloaded. And again, you're not that far away from them. The person that you want to kill is the Mercy, right? But if you jump on her, she can just fly away. So you walk on her, let her fly, then jump and chase. Similarly with the McCree. Walk onto him, tase him, he rolls away, you jump on him. And preferably you've got your bubble to tank a lot of that damage. But what happens is the worst possible. You choose none of those things and then you focus again on the armored target, but then you ignore him and shoot a turret. And then waste your bubble in a corner. This is the worst possible sequence of events. And you've not even killed it. I know you're just panicking, you're not sure what to do. And then you use your jump cooldown when you're low health, when people haven't been able to see you because you've been in a very poor sight line. And you don't have anything to survive. That would have probably been a jump back to safety, or simply just walk around through the bank and rejoin the team where the car is and get topped off before jumping in again. So, yeah, rather poor. I know you know it though.
Further experimentation.
So what happens? Sorry. Coming back. Taking high ground again is all good. But you have to watch out for the hog. There's a torque turret which you don't want to pepper down your health. So yeah, hey, you turned around. Good. So you can see that someone's coming back from spawn. So yeah, again, who do you want? You want to shoot the Anna or the baby diva, but being aware of the sleep and the hook and the flash. Again, it's kind of an automatic put down the bubble. You can take a little damage first. I know, I'm sure you're doing what I would think you're doing, which is to block off damage or help, you know. The Mercy can already heal through the bubble, so it doesn't make a difference to her, but the Torb is now, he can't help as easily. But you could have stayed. You jumped away way too early. You've barely lost any health. You haven't even lost any armor. Plus, you have primal. So it's kind of, and you still haven't reloaded. So it happens again, and you waste ammo there. So this is another thing, maximizing cooldowns just before you primal this, which again, like the idea of just simply walking forwards, get the maximum use out of your health, drop a bubble down, and then primal. And then again, think about who your target is. We can talk about primal mechanics separately in the video because the primals are definitely an issue as well. You're just panicking. You're just panicking, and I wonder if you're holding down R2. You're holding down the melee button, which it's one of those things you don't want to do. It's like holding down the button when playing Genji. Or, you know, I don't know, Pharah is questionable. You can potentially do it that way. I think most people don't, but you could. But yeah, you don't want to be holding down your primary fire, the melees. You want each melee to be totally precise. Otherwise, you can't get the combos. And you know your jumps can use work as well. But there's ways of practicing those things, and just continued playtime. You'll get better at it. But yeah, the thing I want you to do is maximize cooldowns. Walk forward, maximize your health. Use this bubble before you jump, because you don't. Health was quite good. It's just the bubble. And then who are you focusing on? Did you have a jump? Because you want to use the jumps. You don't want to, because when you primal, you get a jump immediately back off cooldown. So you want to make use of that. No, you could have. No, it's one of those things about just timing the engagement. Timing the engagement. You really want that turret to be down before you do anything. Too big, unless you've got full support of your team, which I'm pretty sure, having watched this early, we're all in the back. This is a little bit premature, a little bit previous. You could have done the same thing you did last time and jump up onto that high ground and just make them think twice, make them turn around. Anyway, yeah. So I will show you later, but the basic principle is you want to walk up to them, melee them away from you, and then jump on them to the distance. So you want, okay, I'm going to punch you there, so now I know to jump to that location and then do the melee combo and then do the same thing. Yeah, you're definitely just holding down the button. I like this isolation, that's good. Oh, you kind of, it looked like you were about to do it then. This is good. I mean, this is all fine, but again, the punching, it's messing up with your aim. Don't bother. Reload. Not really any purpose in doing that. You could just hold one of the doors, either on the left or the right, so that you tase people as they come in. Because what if someone had come the other high ground? You would have no cooldown to get to them, and you'd just be exposed. So, anyway, let's continue. Still haven't reloaded. Cool, this is all good. He's very low. You literally just drop on him. You have your cooldown for your bubble, and then by the time you've tased him, lost a bit of health, you could jump to safety. But what you instead do is giga feed. And I know you know this, but still, it's funny to watch, and I'm sure it's just a bit, you'll cringe as you watch it. But yes, you giga feed, and you waste ammo again. And I don't know what, yeah, you got to get out of this silly melee thing. So, you could have just dropped on him and tased him and chased him. I mean, what's this melee doing, Tornado? You're punching the air. Because, like as I said, you have your jump cooldown. Now you can jump away. But what you instead do, with no ammo, by the way, again, is just feed your brains out. And then worse, you jump out of your bubble, because you place your bubble way too early. You're not in the bubble, Tornado. Your bubble's to your right. 700 health. It's lovely. 700 health. That would be useful right now. Yeah. The less said about that, the better. But basically, a turbo feed. Turbo feed from you.
Onward and upward.
But, yeah, luckily, Baz is quite good at Hanzo, but I mean, he actually hangs around way too much there. He needs to just back off. So yeah, that's over, and that's a shame. And it started with you. Anyway, so all that space that you were trying to get, you've immediately lost. What happens here?
Barrier activated.
I mean, you could say it's a bit of a throw, but then kills arrow. Don't know how. But you could have done. There is a tech where you jump. It's very difficult to do. I've shown you clips of it where I've done it, but you can jump and drop the bubble where the bomb is going to stop, and then you jump beyond, the bubble stops, you know, la la la. It's quite difficult. Anyway, fight is totally over. You just got staggered, you just got to wait. You're lucky. Try and pay more attention. You're up here, but you're not going to get any help from anyone. So yeah, jumping away is okay. Didn't waste bubble. Good. Just get healed up and reload. Zen was pushed by the hog on the left. I don't know if you heard that, but you haven't looked to see if he's okay. Use your bubble early again, and this time it's quite funny. Actually, use it so early that you use it before you actually land, and so it falls off. So now you have no bubble. Again, you're wasting a lot of ammo. Still haven't reloaded. So do you have your reload button bound on Winston? Because that would be interesting. Because again, no ammo, you can't finish off that kill. Alright, I think I'm going to run through this a bit faster now. I think Hanzo throws with several transcendences that are completely pointless and complete waste. But it's a separate thing. I could do a Zen review of him at some point. Anyway. Yep. Unlucky. Again, you can work on... So you didn't use bubble again, I don't think, did you? And then... Yeah, it's a question of, are we going with primal or are we going with nano first or what, you know? Anyway, he's been nanoed. Yeah. Target. You just need to practice it. You just need to practice it. Because at the moment like that, it's achieved very little. So, yeah, we can talk about primals. So this is good. I question whether you even needed that bubble. You could have saved it for here. Here would be really great to have a bubble. Because all you were doing there was walking up on a hog and a mercy who was low, and you had help. So, and you had to reload again because you didn't do it earlier.
Enemy turret neutralized.
I think you could have continued pushing, to be honest. This is quite cautious, which is good. But yeah, Baz is popping off, so easy. Panic bubble because you don't know where he is, but it's fine anyway. Kind of good.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the defense a little bit, not as long. But yes, I like this original setup. You can jump back to safety, but yeah, again, the DPS option's not great to support you, and the other tank is just ridiculous. It's just really bad. Anyway, whatever. So again, the thing you want to be doing is looking for the squishies, dropping on them, and then, you know, doing as much damage as you can before getting out with your life to safety. So again, it doesn't really happen that you pick your target and you don't, you know, they get away from you. BAP is not the best target because you can jump away and around. So here you're looking at the Hanzo, the soldier, and the Mercy, but the Mercy can fly away, so yeah. Again, the punch, don't bother. I know we've talked about it. Again, you don't really need to bubble because, like, you bubbled in a position where now you actually have to walk out of your bubble to make use of it. Look at the Mercy looking at you there. She knows. You just walk up on them because, funnily enough, the Hanzo to your left is not really paying attention to you. He's worried about arrow on the high ground. Again, if your sensitivity was higher and you flicked around a bit more, you'd be able to see. But you literally, like, the Orisa hasn't paid attention to you. The soldier can't see you. So again, you kind of wasted your bubble. You just did it as a reactionary thing rather, like, not a reactionary, actually. I want you to do it as a reactionary thing to damage, not as a kind of instinctive, oh, I should put my bubble down. Like, you have to really think about where. Because watch what happens. Like, again, you're trying to punch nothing. Look at the hands are ignoring you. You're punching nothing. Stop with the punching. Stop wasting ammo as well. Look, you've got none left. And you've barely done any damage. Completely wasted it all. Fair enough. Play safe. Get out. Reload. Reload. Are you going to jump with no, you know, you've got 4 seconds on your bubble. You can just drop on him. Just drop on him. Yes, but again, no ammo. You've got to reload. And you bubbled before he's even looked at you. He's not even looked at you and you bubbled already. And now he's too far away. So again, it's preemptive bubble. That's the word. You're preempting it, which is not always what you want to do. You want to react to it a bit more. And unfortunately, you just screw up your jump and die. Which is a shame. So let's move on. Again, Baz carries a little bit. Baz carries a lot, actually. Just walk up. Yeah, good. Interesting, okay. But again, it's that kind of... Now we're in this power position. You want to wait until they pass and then drop on them. And then jump away. This you don't want to do. Because this is... You know, before they were pushing the car, so they're moving slowly around here. But, you know, I think this is very aggressive again without follow-up. And it's just bad luck that you've immediately lost someone. Because, yeah... Personally, don't like the Junkrat here, but especially not with the Hanzo. You've got shield break twice. It's not necessary. Anyway, yeah, because now you're just like, yep. What are you gonna do? Basically, all you can do is bubble immediately, wait for your jump, and then jump safely. And basically, you've just completely wasted this rotation of cooldowns, which is fine. It happens, but you know. I think you don't do that. Kind of, yeah. Okay, so we get nanoed, and then it's kind of a question of, did you punch? And you're wasting so much ammo. Just jump. You want to be jumping earlier than this, basically. You could, I think you could just simply practice your jumps, because so much of the time you're really looking and focusing on where you're going to be jumping or the angle that you're going to jump before you jump, rather than just flicking your mouse up and then jumping. Not mouse, your thumb. Flicking your thumb up and jumping, which obviously you can do if your sensitivity is higher. But yeah, this is, again, here's another throw trans. It's completely wasted. Anyway, this fight is most definitely lost, so I mean, you can just walk forward, tase people, bubble. But again, you kind of just put your bubble down. It's totally pointless, really. Because now what you're going to do is you're just going to stand here. But you don't do that, of course, because you would do what you want to do, which is to at least get in there and do something. But you do it with no cooldowns. So it makes absolutely no sense. Your abilities are just not working off each other. And again, you haven't reloaded. And there's so much indecision. Wasted ammo. An unlucky jump. Anyway. So yeah, there's a lot. You haven't really contributed to anything for the whole of that first defense, the whole first point. But, you know, that's what we're doing. We're learning. So this is all good, but again, you haven't looked behind you. You have no idea what's going on. You got the right idea. Drop on a squishy, do some damage, put your bubble down, do some damage, and jump out before you die. And you know, you got to watch out for the cooldowns. This is actually a lot easier in a sense, because the only thing you have to worry about is hold. That's it. And then burst damage from Hanzo or Ryan. And him knocking you around, because that can fuck up your jump, of course. But really it's just a hold. So there's less things to worry about here. But also, well, I mean, there are okay targets. Again, it's the Hanzo Soldier Mercy. BAP is like a, yeah. Why? You've not gone actually further than if you just walked off and jumped with a normal X rather than an L1. And you didn't get anything out of the jump. not positioning or damage. So the bubble's fine, quite like the bubble. But you haven't really achieved much. And as you looked to the left a minute ago, the team is not ready to do anything. And this comp is just, oh, it's so bad for you. I'd either just be switching or I'd be begging for one of your DPS to actually play something that has some impact with you. And you're lucky I have this angle on you, because yeah, this is bad. You're in trouble. That is, see that jump. That was a very nice flick jump. You just did it. There was not this huge kind of thought process of, like, you know, you can do that with the sums coming across the screen. That's why I'd input that. Where, you know, it was like calculating the jump and the angle and the thing. Okay, now I'm gonna jump. No, you're dead. You want that more and more often. So again, they're investing ults. It's kind of like you could drop and tase. Yes, you have primal, but again, wait for the cooldowns. Use your jump. Use your bubble. I think you literally just drop and primal, or is that the next rotation? Yeah, it's the next rotation. Yeah, you don't even jump. Use the jump cooldown. Use the jump cooldown. I would drop down. I think you don't use the health. How much health do you have? It's the second rotation, isn't it? Because you get healed back up, right? You have 430 health. Remember, you want to get this down. You want to make use of it. Tase them, get shot at for a while. You know, your health goes down to 100, and then boom, you primal and it goes up to 1,000. You've wasted like 300 odd health. You know, and you haven't used your damage of the jump pack cooldown. So it's just like maximizing the, you know. Oh, so here again, the use of the primal. You want to stay on that Hanzo. Use one slap to push him away, and then you want to jump that distance that you pushed him away, and then as you land on him, you do the swing of the hand as well, and that's when you do you press or hold R2, and that's your combo, and that's how you're going to get kills, because that's the thing. You have to think of primal, like, and again we just kind of you miss the Hanzo, but he dies anyway. But it's just a lot of aimless swinging. Why aren't you swinging? Yeah, you're just a bit panicked, a bit lost.
This will protect us.
So we can, you know, and then you just jump straight through a mercy. You got to think about where you're going, what you're doing, because again, now you just jumped into the enemy team. Yes, she's rezzing, but and the Rhino's over there. But look at your cooldowns and your health. You are screwed, and you just ran away from your bubble. And again, the punch thing, but I know, broken record. And a screwed up jump. Look at me up there. Totally safe. No one can hurt me. Yeah. I think you make some use of this. The punch, yeah. Sorry, broken record. Probably didn't need the bubble. And reload. So yeah, there's things. Get topped off before you do that, and then again, you don't need. You could have killed this Torb. You wasted the bubble and your jump. You're feeding. You're lucky. You're lucky. But yeah, get topped off. That's better. That's a better target, but look at that arrow to the head. Baz. Nice. Another throw trans. Just a slightly low Reinhardt. The issue is he jumps off the high ground, which lets me get killed. So bad in two senses. Anyway, this is a monkey review. Yeah. Punch to finish off the health, because obviously that's burst damage. That is what you want to do. You want to wait till the last bar and then punch, because it's instant, which is faster than the zapping. But other than that, you know, he was already out of his armor. So focus on your aim
You
and reloading and bubbles and jumps. There's lots to think about, so don't worry about that punch thing. Anyway, so here, this is the last thing I'm going to say, I think, because I have to stop. But you definitely could have killed this Torb, and you should have killed this Torb. Because look at his health, you can see it at the top left. He has 120 health. I know he overloads, but still, he has 120 health, and you have 500. The reason why you don't, and you have to back off, is because you fuck up your bubble. You want to place your bubble in a position. I mean, to be honest, it's not even the fact that you fuck up your bubble. It's more that you don't use your bubble. You walk into it, you back into it, and then just stay there. You want to, like here, it's not, I mean, it's a narrow angle, so it's quite hard to use it properly. But you do this, you immediately want to bait him in. Just back up, get to the back side of your bubble. Or you see, use the front there, but he knows he can come in and kill you. So he does have the overload, like I said, but look, it's still 100, 200, 200 and maybe 250, 250. You got 500. I know he's got a shotgun and you've got a little taser, but still, it's the bubble usage. You don't bubble dance, and that causes the problems because you walk forward, whereas you probably should have put it down and then just walked back and baited him in. Or if he just walked away, then you can go and use this side of the bubble. But because you stay within it, he chunks down your health massively, which is a shame. So yeah, usage of bubble dancing, which we can talk about more. And then you're just a bit lost. And what you should be doing is finding out where I am, and then just jumping back to me, so that I can heal you up. Because actually, if you'd done that as well, you would have saved my life. Because I die on the top right because the soldier just shoots me, and the Torb that is still there that you could have called out. But yeah, I die because I'm focused on trying to heal you. So if you turn around, the Zen can't help you. It'll take too long. Or the simple thing you do is you go and get a health pack, jump over there, walk through, get the big mega. But the right thing to do was to look for me and say, where are you? And then go, okay, I'm going to jump up there. Because again, you're a bit of a lost puppy. And then, look, I die, you have no health, so you die. So yeah, places to hold. Anyway, I gotta stop it there, because I gotta go do something, and unfortunately I think there's going to be a patch tonight, so I think this is going to be the end. But I think there's plenty of stuff to talk about within this. Plenty of stuff. This jump is, okay, you want to get back, and you will get some cleave, but I think, again, you just primal. At least use bubble, but you've got 500 health, and you primal. Yeah. You just wasted 500 health. So get the most out of your cooldowns and abilities and stuff. Anyway. We'll leave it there. Anyway, cool. Alright. Bye.
Imagination is the essence of discovery.
Okay, so things with Monkey Winston. Yeah. I have it very fast. See, it does bugger all damage. There's only 50 because of the AoE that I was on, but if you do... That's half her health, right? That was 75. Don't know if you caught it just at the end of that. So you really have to land on them. And then obviously the cleave. There's no point, because you're not doing both of them. So again, it's backing up that thing of if there's more than one, don't punch. Stupid. Waste of time. And then even at the moment for you, I think if they don't have armor, don't bother punching. Just to clean up, just to finish off the kill, you know, you're
Unfortunate.
Yeah. So things, I'll get my primal. We'll do that. Obviously cleaving, yes, you get way more. So just other things. Oh, there's another tech that you should know about. As with many heroes, I've taught you the one with Reinhardt, Winston also has a bunny hop, so where are we? If I just jump, and I'll do this pressing forward, because this is the thing you need to know about Monkey, is there's so many different inputs, you know, with the jump. I can just press jump, right? 19 meters or whatever. But I can press jump and push forwards. 21, 22. I can press jump and pull back. And then you can do these things whilst there's either the input that you do before you jump, or like as the jump is going, or there's the input you do after the jump. So this is where I press jump and then I do forward. You know, and then I do forward, which actually isn't that much different seemingly than just the regular jump. Let's try that again. No, it's not much more. But the thing that I want to tell you, like, you've got all that, plus you can do like a mid jump, a short jump, like a long jump, and then you can input forwards or backwards or sideways or whatever. So you can do a really short jump if you hold back as you jump, or you can just do a short jump as you know, hold back after you input the jump. So there's all this stuff to mess around with, which obviously just takes a lot of time getting good at jumping. But you see, that's a really short jump that you can do if you're doing holding back, so like 10 meters or just less, holding back as you do it. So the other thing I was starting talking about was the bunny hop, which is that jumping. Doomfist does it, Reinhardt does it, who else does it? Like Hammond does it. There's a bunch of heroes. Lucia does it. Diva does it, kind of. I can't remember. Anyway, there's a bunch of heroes that do it, and which is you jump and then you press the regular, you know, you jetpack, and then you press your regular jump at the end, at the little right time. You see, look at that, 30 meters by doing the little bunny hop. Yeah. Little jump, little bounce. So you want to get in the habit of doing that, especially for rollouts from spawn. But like if you're wanting to cover ground, you know, quickly, you want to do that. And then there's the other thing of, like I said, if you want to really land on the people as close as you can. You know, I'm no god. I'm not going to do it 100% of the time. You know, but it does a lot more damage. There's a slightly obscure tech. Okay, so this is an obscure tech, but just so you know, a lot of the time when you want to be reaching high grounds, you want to jump first so that you get high ground. But this has an added effect. I'll show you when this guy comes. You hear that? You get the hit marker? Your rocket pack does damage to people underneath you, but only if you jump. You see, if I do this and I don't jump, okay, I'm fucking wrong. I thought that was a thing only if you jump. Mooma is a liar. But yeah, I don't know whether maybe it's a little bit more damage, but Mooma did a whole video about the super jump with the jetpack. Anyway, that is a thing. So you can do double, like, it's a bit obscure, but anyway, it's there. There it is, you know it. Jetpack does damage on leaving as well as landing. So, Primal. Like I said, a few things that you want to do. One is you want to make use of your cooldown, your jump cooldown. So I'm going to jump on the guy, and then Primal, knock him away. Oh, damn. So, knock him away, jump, and then do again. Jump again, like that. It's a fairly bad example. Let's see if I can get some cleave. But I can do a separate video on just the primal. But basically what you want to do is you want to go into practice range for two different things. There's a whole video that Jane did, and I think you know about this, about setting Ana training bots to have 70 health. So that you can practice your landing, because if you get the right combo it does the full damage. 70, 75. Right. And then you also want to go into another practice range and just, like, I think, what did I do? I put on a Lucio or something like that, or a Roadhog, and just, with no abilities, and just practice the primal. You know, so I knock him away, then I do the cooldown. So it's this, and you got to remember, when you melee, the melee is always left first, so you can swing, 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 swing. It's like Reinhardt. As you swing left, you want to move your camera left. So that's the idea. You kind of, you knock them away, and then you chase, you jump to them, and then you knock them again, you know. Again, my primal is not my best aspect of my Winston play, but it's just about sufficient, I think. I would love to get it to the point where I can really, like, do a lot of damage. So knock away, jump towards. I messed up the second one, but you know, like that. I messed it up, but you see what I mean? That's the principle of what you want to be trying to do. Anyway, that's Monkey. I don't think there's any other things, text or whatever. I suppose the shield dance, the shield bubble. You know, you really want to be getting onto the edge of it straight away.
One for the archives.
So it's all about when you want to place that bubble down. And the bubble goes right on your feet. So the issue, what you had, I think at one point, is that you just bubbled like before you landed, which obviously meant it fell off. It's not like a biotic field that gets placed in front of you. Like if you do this with a biotic field, it'll fall off. But here, it literally just goes at your feet. Yeah? So like I said, I don't bother. I don't bother with that whole thing, only if it's armor to targets. But definitely the melee as you land. That's the biggie. And just get in the habit of doing the bubble. Anyway. That, what I just did, is the ideal. I don't do it very often. But there is a tech basically where you've got the two swings, the left and then the right. And if you time it perfectly, you just do that little left swing just before you land, so that when you land you get the land damage and then your right melee comes off as well, and so you get like a triple kind of effect of the, you know, and you do a lot of damage. It's a lot of burst damage, and people like Gushway, and the old, what's his face, I've forgotten his name, the Winston gods, you know, they're so good at this, fearless, and it really becomes, you know, primal rages like Dragon Blade. It's a DPS tool, not just creating space tool. Anyway, that's plenty. I think this is going to be almost as long as the review. There's so much to talk about with Monkey mechanics. But yeah, the jumping, bunny hop, you just have to get used to the jumping distances. It just takes time. You know, you can do the inputs of, you know, you can turn left or right as you jump as well. The short jump, you know, pull back as you do it, and you really go short. And a lot of the time you want that for your primal. Because unless you get the double combo, which I just talked about, because that's the thing that really knocks them back far. Unless you get that, you just want to be focusing on that. Boop them away, chase after them. Boop them away, chase after them, you know. Jump after them, rather. But yeah, that's it. Okay, that's enough. Winston. See ya. Hope it was helpful.